Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Tracie's Place fam. This is the video that was supposed to be uploaded last week but didn't because of technical difficulties.
Hey guys,
Enjoy.
welcome back to Tracie's Place. I am here with another mukbang. I'm just gonna go on and tell y'all I've been in a fight. I have been in a fight, y'all, with these tacos. I was upstairs, we made tacos Friday. Friday's when I originally made them. We had some leftovers Saturday. And I try to make enough because my family loves them. I love them too. Y'all know I love tacos. But my family loves them. So we had enough for Friday, Saturday, and then enough for my mukbang. Just enough for my mukbang, and it's gone now. But I was redoing the, I fried them freshly. The meat is already made, of course, and I chopped up all my little fixings and everything. And I had to fry the tortillas. Y'all, I think last time I used canola oil. This time I used grapeseed oil, which and Mama J, thank you so much for it. She's my inspiration for Taco Tuesday, y'all, with these new taco shells to get. And I will refer you to the past video that I did when I originally making these for the first time. But they are so good like this. I can't get the taco shells from the box anymore. I can't do it. But anyway, I was fighting up there with this. I shouldn't have had this oil that high, even though it does have a high fry point. It is grapeseed oil, and y'all, it was just popping everything. The corn was popping out. Now granted, I didn't put the corn in the skillet the last time, but this time I put most of the stuff in there and fried it like that. And that's probably where all the fighting and the me and these tacos was doing, because some of the fillings fell out a little bit, like the corn, and y'all know what happens to corn. It's like popcorn. It hit that oil, it was popping everywhere, popping out the skillet on the floor, and y'all, anyway. I didn't mean to say all that on camera. Let me pray. Maybe that'll help settle me down. All right, dear Lord, I thank you. I thank you for these tacos. I thank you, Lord, that I'm gonna have a good time eating these tacos after I done fought with these tacos. But Lord, I thank you and praise you for all your blessings. I thank you, Lord, for just providing. I thank you, Lord, for your provision in all areas of my life. I thank you, Lord, for my friends that are with me, joining me today. I pray that they have something good to eat, and I pray many rich blessings upon their life, and that they would know you to the fullest. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, y'all. I'm keeping my glasses on today because I don't even feel like trying to look cute. I ain't doing it. But anyway, I don't know if y'all going to be able to hear the crunch because of the distance of the camera or whatever, but yeah. Okay. Delicious though. But they came out a little bit more oily this time. So, I'm going to have to play around with the grapeseed oil. And, okay, on my tacos, I do turkey tacos, and I season them up. They do not taste like turkey. But, ground turkey, cheese, onions, lettuce, tomato, sweet corn, what else? Green onion, cilantro, I think that's it. And then I put the taco ranch seasoning on, the taco sauce, and sour cream. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Delicious. This might be a little messy today. Also, I have cran makeup. Can't even talk right there, so good. Ocean Spray Cran Mango. Let me get it together. Ocean Spray Cran Mango, and it is so good, y'all. If y'all have not tried it, try the Ocean Spray Cran Mango. I don't know if they make it in 100% juice, because this is not. This is kind of like that cocktail juice, but it's so good. It's so good. Perfect for these tacos. Yeah. I have my house decorated for Christmas. I'm so excited. Today is the 5th, I think. I think it's the 5th or 6th. But I finished up this past weekend. Me and the family decorated. Oh, before that, y'all let me know if y'all please comment down below. I like to know what y'all eating too. Let me know down in the comments if you're eating with me. Let me know what you're having. But anyway, me and the family decorated together. Some. The kids are bigger now. And they just is not on the tree anymore. Jayla still has a pretty decent attitude about him. Even up to last year, she was excited about it because she was, away at college. So last year was her last year coming home for Christmas, from college. So she was excited about it. This year, I was like, time to decorate the tree. She's like, oh, okay, So she helped decorate the tree. Isaiah, oh my goodness, like the Grinch. It's like he is like a little old man Grinch. I tell you, he was not happy. Isaiah's been over the tree for the past couple of years now. So, and my husband, he would always love to decorate and always be the one kind of spearheading. It's time to decorate, honey. But even now, he's waning just a little bit. I think as the kids have gotten older, and they're not as excited about it anymore. Because I think all his excitement was in them for Christmas. So, let me keep this because juice is dropping and going on. I made 6. One, two, three. I made 6. I don't think I'm going to be able to eat them all. Because if I do, that would just be plain greedy. Which sometimes I can be. I am a foodie. Y'all know I'm a foodie. And I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to try in between this Thanksgiving we just had and Christmas coming up. I don't know whether just go on and blow the diet, or I hate to call it a diet. I'm just supposed to be eating better. But there's so many good things that you want to eat and dabble in during the holiday season. So many temptations and everything. Good God from Zion. That is good. But y'all, Donna's Journey. I try to put her channel name right here. But she does mukbangs. She's doing a few less than before. She still does them, but she had lap band surgery. So God brought her through good. She's doing well. She just bought her a new house and everything. It is just so nice being connected with other people, through YouTube and stuff. It's just so fun. But just watching her blessings and everything has been amazing. But Donna, she does mukbangs and she talks about, oh my goodness, she just has a common sense approach to life. And, she's a Christian as well. And she just has some good topics. And she just even just through it with her daily life and everything. She talks about her surgery and what she's doing now. She just had the surgery, I think, like a month and a half ago or so. She talks about the process and what she's eating now, because she has to change just a little bit what she eats now. But anyway, I love her too. But she got me hip to drinking out of these glasses. Got me loving drinking out of these mason jars. And I love the ones with the handles. I love the ones with the handles. So thank you, Lord. Y'all ever get so excited about your food, you just be like, thank you. Oh, thank you, Lord. It was so good. What's problem? Okay, I'm kind of calming down from the whole grapeseed oil corn stove fiasco I just had. Well, I gotta go clean up the kitchen after this. But I'm so excited to have the house decorated. It's so pretty. I know we redid the house earlier in the year, first part of the year. I decorated all the rooms except I didn't do the bedrooms. I really never do those. I know some people do a lot for Christmas, which I love, but I don't do a lot. I used to just do the living room and the family room right there. And I only did two extra rooms this year. Just everything on the first floor plus our family room. But I did the oh, yeah, forgive me if stuff is falling and going on. I can't eat proper with these tacos. They just won't let me do right. They won't let me do right. But I also added a little decor onto the dining room. Didn't change the color because there's too much lilac and lavender colors in there, and I didn't want to do. I didn't, when you're decorating, it's all fun and going on. You're all excited about Christmas decorating and everything. Then come the third, when you got to put all this stuff up, it ain't fun no more. And you got to spend about the whole day, because it took me about, I'd say 2 days total to do everything, including the stuff outside, which I have to do a couple more things outside. Mm. Y'all excuse me. But I have to do a couple of more things outside. But they're not going to take long. And so I added just a few things in silver and white in the dining room, like some poinsettias. I added some white poinsettias and a couple of branches with something on them, and so just to add a little bit of holiday flair to the dining room. But I also did the kitchen. This is the first time me just decorating the kitchen, and it came out so pretty. I'm so excited about that. And I'm going to try to edit out the messiness. Everything falling out the tacos. I know everybody don't like that, but it's out of control. But I absolutely love the way the house looks and feels. When it starts to get kind of close to dusk, I turn the Christmas tree lights on. Ooh, I'm hot. The Christmas tree lights on, and the lights in the family room. I have lights over the fireplace, and just makes an atmosphere, ambiance, if you will. So I absolutely love that. And even though they're getting over, the family's kind of getting over decorating a little bit, they love the way the house looks and feels, because they'll just come. Even Isaiah, he goes in the kitchen and he looks around, and then he gonna do about what he's gonna do. But Jalen be like, "Oh, Mama, you outdid yourself." They helped a little bit on the tree, and that video is coming up. The decorating video is coming up. So they helped with the tree. I finished putting on most of the stuff though, because they were just done. Isaiah didn't stay a long time. He had homework that he had to do that day, so he did a little bit. Jalen and Chris stayed for a good while, and then I finished up. And then all the rest of the house and outside, I did myself. And I prefer it that way, because I'm just like, move out the way. I don't want to have to say do this and do that and put this here, put that. I do it myself. My goodness. Ooh, that is so good. But yeah, I love coming and going, and the house looks pretty and smells nice and all that stuff. I'm gonna go for this. This one is crispier. But I love that feeling, and because I love to keep a clean house. I love going and coming to a clean house, and then it's decorated too for the holidays. It's just no feeling like it. No feeling like it. Mmm. Delicious. That's a good crunch. crunch on that taco. It's so funny how YouTube and social media, you know, it's good and bad all at the same time. But I love seeing things that other people do, and you kind of see things that you might like or like to try. So I've been seeing a lot of ladies with these pretty nails, and I grow my own, and I do my own nails. But I've been wanting to do something a little extra with them, and I've been seeing people with these like lines and stuff. They go to the nail salon and get theirs done, and they have nail decorations, you know, lines and squigglies and stuff, usually in white. I like the white anyway. Decoration on the nails. It is so pretty. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I think Jalen said I can find them at like the hair store and stuff like that, and I probably can find it on Amazon. So I'm going to look on there and see. Ooh. So definitely just want to do something new, something different. But I have so much to do today, and fighting with these tacos put me behind. I was trying to get them done early, and I'm down here in my office today because my husband's working from home today. So, and I could have done it in the kitchen because by the time I got finished with all this, it was his lunchtime, and he has to make a couple of runs to the store, run a couple of errands and stuff. So I could have ate in my kitchen. But no. I had to fight with these tacos today, which is all right because it's worth it. They are so good. So I've done a lot today. I got up, I did some YouTube work, answered a couple comments, did my devotional, changed the linen on our bed. I changed our towels last night. So I need to vacuum, and I need to clean our bathroom, which is out of order for me because I usually do that on Thursday. Thursday is my cleaning day because I like cleaning on Thursday because I like to have the house nice for the weekend. It's already, like I said, I keep it clean, but I like having it even the nicer for the weekend because we're coming and going. Oh my goodness, coming and going. And I don't have time to clean on the weekends. So I love to have the house already clean for the weekend, you know, done everything and all that, and just relax on the weekend, coming and going to even a nicer, cleaner house for the weekend. And then Monday through Thursday, it still stays clean because I pick up as we go, or I have everybody pick up as they go, and then the kids have their chores that they do, and then I have the things that I do. It works. It works out. So what I was supposed to do was do the mukbang here and then go to the post office. I need to check for my P.O. box. I also need to pay for the P.O. box for next year. And I need to mail my brother's birthday card. I needed to go to Hobby Lobby also. And get a couple things, like when you're decorating, you see, oh, I need this. Oh, I'm going to go get that. So I needed a couple of things from Hobby Lobby. And I was going to do that. But I don't know if I'll have time now. I don't think I'll have time before I pick Isaiah up. So I might pick Isaiah up, drop him off at home. I still don't know what I'm going to fix for dinner. I still don't. This one's not as crispy. I want a crispy one. I'm gonna go with this one anyway. So yeah, I got a couple of things to do. So I need to pick him up and drop him off. And then go do what I need to do. What else do I have to do? Oh, yeah. I don't know how many of you all, some of you all know that I have a love-hate relationship with Love and Marriage Huntsville. I won't say hate. I'm just disappointed at some of the things that they do. Excuse me. Let me know if some of you all watch Love and Marriage Huntsville too, and what your issues with it is. But it started off so good for those of you who are new and don't know my plight with the show, so to speak. But the show when it first came on was amazing, and everybody was just so excited about this new show that was positive, and it was highlighting and showcasing black couples in the Huntsville area. It was 3 of them, and they're into like real estate and other businesses too, and they were buying houses and even building like little neighborhoods and stuff, and flipping houses and doing this and doing that. But some of the couples, their spouses also did other things too. Like Letitia was a stay-at-home mom. She went and got her real estate license, I think that was. And anyway, she kind of started doing some things on her own because she was feeling dissatisfied with just being a housewife. And I hate to say just being a housewife, because there's not a just anything about being a housewife. I don't know why people get that in their heads. It is a blessing to be able to just stay at home. And when I say just, I mean that's your main focus, because it's so much to do. It's so much to do, and it makes your life so much busier when you have to work and, cook and clean and look after the kids, making sure they're getting their schoolwork done, and the house is together, and keeping hubby happy, and all that. And it's just, and even though I work from home, and that's I could working outside the house. And I hear many people, a lot of women will talk bad about it, but at the same time, I remember I was working at this hospital, and this one nurse was like, "This job is interfering with my home life, interfering with my personal life," or something like that. She said, and I'm like, imagine that. But they love, and there's nothing wrong with loving to work. Don't get me wrong. For me, I just think God calls the woman to be the keeper of the home, and that's in the word. To be the keeper of the home. Not that the man can't do nothing or whatever, but if he's providing, if he's working, I don't know how I'm getting off on this tangent, but if he's working and doing what he's supposed to do and providing for the family, and there's traditional roles that could be accurate and could not be, but a lot of people view traditional as the man works, he provides monetarily and protects, and also does the outside work, like the yard work, keeping up with the cars, making sure it has maintenance on it, keeping them clean, all that stuff. And that's generally how we do it here at my house. There's a couple of things, my husband does. He washes clothes, and he cleans the bathroom in the family room, the little half bath in the family room. But I don't expect him to be doing a whole bunch of everything that I do, because he does all this basically for the longest. And even though I contribute and contribute decently, praise the Lord, it's extra. It's extra. I remember one time, I'm getting all off of Love and Marriage Huntsville, but it was so funny. One time, me and my husband was in the kitchen, and I was just so busy and just had so much to do, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I ought to be getting a paycheck for all of this. And I was like, oh, I just got to do this, and I got to do that, and blah blah blah. And oh Lord, when am I gonna get a chance to do that? I just need to get a paycheck. He He waited for a second, I guess, kind of let me forget about, or not forget about, because it's only like, it was not even a minute. He was like, go over there and flip on that water handle or faucet. And I'm not thinking about what he's saying, you know. He just said, go over there, flip on that water faucet. I went over, I flipped it on. He said, paid. He said, open the refrigerator door. Paid. Turn them lights on. Paid. I was like, I got you. I understand. I know all that, but I'm just saying. I'm just. But even some of the women in the Bible had handmaids. That shows you how much a woman has to do. I mean, if you're being a keeper of the home, keeping it clean, keeping stuff running, and all of what you have to do. I heard a magazine, and it was from a man. He was like a stay-at-home mom. That's like 2 full-time jobs. Yeah, and it is. So, I'm sorry I went off on a tangent, but I hate when people do that, especially another woman. They try to say, oh, you stay at home and blah, blah, blah. Nobody has ever said that to me, but someone did. I think they tried to take a little dig at me. And in my presence said, I couldn't be him. I couldn't stay at home. What would I do? I couldn't stay at home and eat bonbons all day. I'm thinking, if you eating bonbons, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're just sitting home being lazy. Because there is an overabundance of things to do at home. But anywho, back to Love Marriage Huntsville. And Kimmy, she's a nurse, or was a nurse. I think she has quit now since the show has been underway, and she is doing real estate too. But it was just a positive show about them being power couples, so to speak. But they had wonderful families, kids. They showed them working together, not even just as couples, but as a group. They have something called a comeback group or whatever. And so they were doing their little businesses and basically would encourage people. Y'all, the 3rd season rolled around, a hot mess. Just like another reality show, except they do keep a lot of the positivity, although some things are happening that are real in their little group. There was a divorce that happened that basically the show was centered around. I think this was like the main couple in the group, and they've divorced now. So it shows them going through the divorces, kind of a messy divorce, and also some other things have happened, but it's just a little trashy like the other ones. Not as hood or ghetto, but still bad. Puts things in a bad light. But at the same time, they do work through their issues. They show them going to counseling. They show that, the one mom, she did get her master's or whatever, and she is helping in the real estate business with her husband. The one, like I said, she used to be a nurse, but now she is in the real estate business along with her husband. And it shows the little issues that they go through. It shows them working towards reconciliations, and they still love each other and stuff like that. They fall out and they come back together. And I don't watch a lot of those other shows to know how far off this one is from them or whatever, but I'm just like, I was so disappointed that it didn't stay on a positive note. And they all have characteristics and different things that they could surely ride that out for a long time. But it just seems like people, they get you hooked into something good. That's what happened with Grey's Anatomy. It was good. It was just a medical show. And then they put all the mess in there once they get you hooked. So I think I'm like, are y'all just running out of ideas? Y'all can keep this. Y'all not creative enough to just add on to the storyline in a good way? But, and this made me think of, in the Bible, in the Word of God, it talks about a great falling away. And be careful out there, because the television, the music and the social media is a great culprit of the great falling away. I believe that with all my heart. And for some reason, people just believe that God is their Santa Claus. So like my pastor said, people believe that God is their sugar daddy or their Santa Claus. All they got to do, they do anything they want to do. But when they want something, that's when they get religious. I hate that. I hate that. God calls us to live a certain way. But anyway, the music, social media, and the television makes everything glitter and looks like gold. And we see things and we don't exercise self-control. We're looking at what the Joneses have, not knowing that the Joneses is on their way to hell. And, you know, even some of us that are saved and trying to live right or whatever, you know, we get distracted by that. And I get distracted by things too. I'm not saying that I don't. But it's like we got to continually call ourselves back or listen to God's call back. You know, he'll woo us back, but you have to be open to, you can't just be doing everything and think that you're going to stay on this pathway. Narrow is the way. Narrow. Not broad and wide that everybody is going. So if everybody's going this way, y'all, we should be fighting upstream going the other way, you know, towards God. Yes. There's a great falling away. And just be careful out there, y'all. There's so many things out there. A lot of times we got to know where to cut things off and not go too far into certain things. It's not that God doesn't want us to live, to be happy in the world. You know, he gave us this life. He wants us to enjoy our lives and enjoy it abundantly, but within a certain context. We can't do everything that the world does. We can't live like the world does. We can't dress like the world does. And it doesn't say you can't be fashionable and pretty. It talks about the different robes and different things they wore back then with gold and it was all pretty and everything. And it doesn't mean that you can't do that. It's like you can have things, but don't let those things have you. That's the main point of it. And that's where we cross the line. We'll put God down in a minute. You know, I know a lot of people don't go to church anymore. And I'm not saying that, you know, some people do the house churches. They don't want to be in a big congregation and different stuff. So I'm not getting into all that. I just do know that the Bible says something about how can they hear except they have a preacher or something like that. But you do know that there was people preaching in the Bible, and you know, they go to the synagogue and, you know, blah blah blah, and the word tells us to gather together. Don't forsake yourselves, the assembling of one another. I can't say it word for word, but I'll try to put the scripture down here. But forsake ye not yourselves, the assembling of one another. Basically, assemble with your Christian brothers and sisters. Have friendships and different things in your Christian circle. Not that you can't be with other people, because Jesus did eat and drink with the publicans, as I understand, and the tax collectors and different things. So I'll probably talk about that another time too. There's so many misconceptions about the Bible. Sometimes we traditionalize certain things, or the church has instituted certain things that is not even necessarily in the Word of God, or the things that he's not trying to portray. Sometimes it's just a religious thing. And there are some things we think that are wrong that are not. And there's certain things we think are right that are not. So it's like you got to read the Word for yourself. That's where it can help clear it up. And, you know, there's pastors and teachers and things that will help you to decipher things that you don't understand. Because some people say, oh, the Bible's so easy. And I don't prescribe to that necessarily. There's some things you got to read several times, and sometimes still you don't get an understanding. But that's when you pray and you talk to the Lord. That's where your prayer relationship and you just having a relationship with the Lord, that's where that comes in. Your relationship with God is not just you sometimes going to church and sometimes whispering a prayer, and people are saying, I got a relationship with God. Lord, y'all, I was watching this one show, and I only watched it a couple times. Cause like I said, I don't like to watch all that mess. But I was watching it comes on Friday night on OWN, Ready to Love, y'all. And they was trying to, the women are dating the men. They're trying to find somebody to marry or whatever. And they were getting to know each other. It was two couples. They was getting to know each other, and they was talking about themselves and getting to know each other. And they were like, what's your religious background? And they was like, I'm Christian. I'm a Christian girl. I'm a Christian baby. I grew up in the church. My daddy was a blah, blah. All the stuff that you hear people say. But they were actually saying it. And I'm like, oh my goodness. My daddy is a blah, blah, blah. My grandmama was a church mother. And, I'm a church baby. I used to be used to be up in the church. So they were talking about, I'm a Christian, but then in the next breath, that woman was saying that then they started talking about sex. And she said that, yeah, I have to sleep with a man before I get married to him. You got to see how the sex is to see if you want to stay with that. And some of the other people in the group was like, yeah, I gotta, do this. And this one girl was like, well, you don't have to do all that, and blah, blah, blah. But I wasn't surprised, but then again, I was. Oh, no, no sex with those. This is a woman now. This is a woman. Oh my God, how things have changed. No. I gotta test it out. I gotta see what it's gonna be like afterwards. She was doing all in. I'm like, oh, you're a church girl though, right? Right. Not. Oh my goodness. Stuff like that is just so disappointing. And that's not being judgmental. A lot of people are like, oh, you judgmental, blah, blah, blah. That's not judgmental. Those are facts. If you're talking about the sin that you love, and at the other side of your neck, you're saying you're Christian, that is not true. Christian means Christ-like, a Christ follower. So, at that, yeah. Stuff like that makes me upset. It really does. And there are so many people on social media now talking about judgmental Christians, which you should not be a judgmental Christian. You shouldn't. But you can state facts. There are certain things that just are and are not true. And being a Christian does not mean keeping your mouth shut. It does not. You're supposed to speak up about the things of God and the misconceptions and stuff like that. Now, there's a way to do it, but you're not supposed to keep silent. Your relationship with God is supposed to be personal, not private. Not private. So, I get that misconception cleared up. All right. I'm just being greedy now. My lunchtime has gone too long. Lord have mercy. Messing around with these tacos. But they are so good. I can hardly stop eating them. But I will have one that I can have for lunch tomorrow and just heat up the whole thing. And I already has the sour cream and tomatoes and all that, but that's okay. Alright guys, so I love you all. I'm just going to finish my juice off camera. But I love you all. You all are such a blessing to me. I love hearing from you all in the comments. I really do. I'm a little behind getting caught up because I've been busy here at home and doing different things. But I'm seeing the comments. I'm answering them, but I can only answer so many at a time. So bear with me. And y'all send me some cards in the mail. To my P.O. box is down in the description box below, the address. Send me Christmas cards and I will read them on camera. Okay? If it's okay for me to read them on camera, send them to me. And if for some reason you do not want me to read it on camera, it's just something personal to me, please let me know that, and then I won't read it on camera. All right, but I love you all. Be blessed. Let me know what y'all are eating with me, and I'm so glad that you all have joined me today. I do not take any of you for granted. Thank you so much. I love you, and like this video, comment below, share this video, share it with somebody else who may, you know, like the company, or some people who are lonely and they're quarantining still separately or whatever, which is fine. That's a good thing. But certain people get, you know, lonely or whatever, so send them my videos. And y'all, if you're new here, subscribe. I'd love to have you as part of the Tracie's Place family. All right, so be blessed, and I'll see you guys next time right back here on Tracie's Place. Bye.